Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Crystal and this is my social thread. Thank you so much for all my returning viewers. For those of you that are new here, if you are liking my content, please kindly consider liking and subscribing. So today is going to be a bit of a delayed October sewing plans vlog. So it's the first week of October now and I'm only just getting around to it, so I do apologize. So first and foremost, what I'm wearing is just the Tilly and the Buttons Billy sweatshirt in a sweatshirting fabric, from Sew Me Sunshine, and I made this last year and I have quite a few of these, and these are great for sort of this time of the year. And let's go ahead to the plans. So my first thing that I've planned for October is the heather blazer, and I'll show you the pattern. It's the Friday Pattern Company heather blazer, and the what are these called? The line drawings are as such. So it's kind of like a boxy long line blazer. It has a collar and lapel, I think they're called, patch pockets, button closure. It's got a center back seam. It's fully lined, and there you go. What is this called? I'm not ready for this, am I? The measurements, too many ums. Right, measurements. So this pattern goes from a size extra small, bust of 32 inches, waist of 24 inches, all the way to a 7X, which is a bust of 59 inches to a waist of 52 inches. So Friday Pattern Company patterns are known for its extensive size range. And sort of the patterns that they choose to draft are patterns where, you know, they are suitable and they do suit a lot of or most body types, which is amazing. Also, their instructions, I have made a couple of Friday Pattern Company patterns before, and their instructions are very, very good, especially for their more complicated patterns. For example, this heather blazer, I wouldn't say it's more complicated, but I think the fact that it's a blazer, it's almost kind of compared to a coat, and they do tutorials on their YouTube page or their website, so I will be watching that as well. So with regards to the heather blazer, I have actually already made it. I've made one last month, and we were supposed to, it was a collaboration between myself, Adele Sew for Serenity, and Claire Stitch Hem Sew. We were supposed to release that last month. However, just due to life and everything else going on, work life, family life, we weren't able to get that out in time. So that will be released tomorrow, Friday the 8th. So I won't be showing you that heather blazer, but I do have another heather blazer, as I say, planned for this month. And the reason I have planned another heather blazer for this month is because I loved the previous one so much. I loved how it's constructed, how it looks really tailored, even though there are no actual tailoring techniques such as shoulder pads or pad stitching or that sort of thing. But I really think that it looks really, really nicely put together. It was relatively quite a relative easy sew. The only problem, well, I won't talk about the other blazer for now, but let me show you the fabric that I've chosen for this heather blazer. So basically, I was due to choose a project for Jenny Stitches Fabrics, who I blog for, and heather blazer was my first choice. And instead of just doing a regular blazer, I am going to lengthen it to sort of mid-thigh length. So essentially it will be like a long line single-breasted winter coat. And so the fabric that I have chosen, and as I'm a blogger for Jenny Stitches, all of these materials are given to me free of charge in exchange for a blog post and photographs. So first and foremost, the outer fabric I have chosen is this beautiful, you can't really see it that well, is this beautiful dead stock ex designer 100%, no, it's not 100% wool, I think it's 80% wool, 20% polyester. It's actually a navy blue, and it's ex Laura Ashley. So Jenny Stitches Fabrics do very reasonable fabrics, but now and again they do stock designer dead stock fabrics, which is really, really great. So that's a navy blue. I've got 3 meters of that. And then for the lining, I have chosen just some anti-static lining in a burgundy wine color for the sleeves. And then for the body lining, I have chosen, ta-da! This is their Winterberry Cotton Lawn, and I think it's kind of got it's actually a black background, but I think it's close enough to the navy. So that, and then the sleeve lining, and then the coat all together. Let me just show you that all together. if I can manage it, I think will go together beautifully. And the only other thing that I'm planning to do with a heather blazer is I am planning to, as I showed you before in the line drawings, it is quite a boxy straight fit. I am planning to just take it in at the waist a little bit. So it's just the side seams here. I'm planning to take it in a little bit. So there is a bit more shaping at the waist, just by a tiny bit, maybe like half an inch or an inch each side, because it is a boxy fit. And then also I am planning to do a back vent. I'm sure I don't really have one here to hand, but you know where you have like blazers or coats and they have like a back vent, and then it kind of opens so that it allows you to walk. So I'm hoping to add that to the pattern. Now, it looks like an easy thing to do, and I thought I could just, you know, kind of do it myself. But I have been looking at a couple of tutorials, and it is relatively easy if you follow it step by step, but you need to find a good tutorial. And there are a lot of bits involved for this one flap, but I think the flap will really make it, because if it's a long line coat without a flap, I just think it won't look professional enough. It will look too handmade, in my opinion anyway. So I'm hoping to give that a go. By the way, if anybody does know of any tutorials of how to do a back vent for a coat, including a lining, that would be really, really great. I have found one online. It's not like a UK company or anything. It's just I can't remember what it's called. I will try and link it down below. So I'm hoping to follow that tutorial. But if there are any tried and tested ones, or ones that you know of, please do let me know, so that will become an easier task for me to do. So the previous one I made was a size medium, and I'm going to go for the same thing, a size medium as well for that. As I say, because it is long line, so it's just going to be still the size medium, but just a longer version. So that's my first plan of the month. The second plan of the month is the Grain Line Studio Tamarack Coat, Tamarack jacket, and I'll show you the pattern. And the Tamarack, I've never used any Grain Line Studio patterns before, and I know, as you can see, it's basically a quilted jacket. You can either have buttons or hook fastenings. It's a welt pocket as well, and it's actually quite a basic sew, apart from the fact that you would need to quilt your own fabric, so that's another sort of sewing task in itself. Or you can buy pre-quilted fabric, which is what I've done, and I'll show you the fabric in a bit. And it's basically all what's it called, edged, trimmed with a bias binding all the way around. Measurements, this goes from a size 0, which is a 32 bust, waist of 25, all the way up to a size 18, which is a 44 bust, waist of 37. And I'll try and show you the line drawing if I can. Right, so the line drawings, oh, it's just the same as the picture really. So there you go. It is actually quite a fairly simple sew, and if you are using pre-quilted fabric, so you just have 2 front pieces, 2 sleeve pieces, and 1 back piece, and then the pockets, and then the binding. So it's quite an easy sew. I am not going to go for the welt pockets because the fabric I have chosen is quite thick, so I am just going to use normal pockets in the side. And guess what? The pocket pattern piece I'm going to use is the Tilly and the Buttons Indigo pocket pattern piece, because I love that, the shape and the size of it all. So I'm going to use that, and I'll show you the fabric that I'm going to use. This is now a remnant because not a remnant, this is the cut-off pieces, because I have actually already made this coat, and I will be showing it on my Friday sews, which is coming out tomorrow. And this is the fabric that I have chosen here. Sorry, it's all a bit fluffy. So it's basically a two-faced pre-quilted fabric, denim on the one side with the quilting lines there, and then like a teddy fleece on the other side. And it's, I don't know if you can see that, so it's basically maybe like half a centimeter if you press it down, but if you leave it to go floofy, it's about a centimeter thickness. So when I first got the fabric, this is from Fabric Godmother, so Miss Sunshine do it as well, Guthrie and Garney used to do it, and I saw this fabric probably about a year ago now, and I'm glad that I managed to get a piece, because it is really, really nice. I won't go into the details as too much now, because I am going to reveal it on my Friday sews. But before I did wash it, I did overlock all the edges, because I'll show you some of the pieces that I've overlocked if I've got it. Yeah, before I washed it, I overlocked all the edges because the fluff was just kind of everywhere. And the only other thing as well, if you do buy this fabric or any fabric where you've got like the dark and the light, definitely use a color catcher, because I didn't use one. And I don't know if you can see, this used to be white and it is now kind of like a bit greyy, and in some parts you've got sort of the denim staining there, which is a bit of a shame. So what I've tried to do is just use those pieces for the sleeves where you can't see so much, and I've just tried to work around the staining of the denim on the teddy. But there you go. So that's what I'm planning to do. That's my second pattern that I'm planning to do. And the size that I'm planning to use, or that I have used, is a size, I think they go in medium large. No. I don't know why they don't have a sizing on here. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong place. Yes, sorry, they do have sizing. So I'm going for the size 12, which is a bust of 38, waist of 31. And also I'm going based on my bust measurements, because the waist, as it's quite a boxy fit, so the waist is really neither here nor there. So that's that one. The next thing I have planned is the Friday Pattern Company again, the Wilder gown. So I'll show you the line. This is very popular last summer. But this is what's great about this pattern, is depending on the fabrics that you choose and the prints, it's a very good winter dress because you can lengthen the sleeves. It's a lot of fabric to keep you warm, and it's quite a long dress as well. And it's sort of a high neck. I'll show you the blind drawings. So it's essentially just like a bodice with what are these called, raglan sleeves, and then basically the top piece you just fold over to create a channel for your tie, and then it's just tiered skirts. So you can have sort of just a single tiered skirt, you can have a double tiered skirt, and you can have the blouse, and obviously the sleeves you can alter as you please. I've had this pattern for ages actually, and I haven't yet made it, so I'm very excited to make that this month. The pattern I have chosen for that is fabric which you have seen before. Sorry, the baby's crying in the background. She's fine. She's just she's fine. Is this fabric here. This is from Rainbow Fabric Kilburn, a leopard print viscose, and I'm going to use a black ribbon for the necktie as opposed to using the fabric for the necktie, so it's got a bit of so it stands out a bit more. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Also with the sleeves, I'm not keen on the sleeves being just straight like that. So it's just basically a straight sleeve. So I'm going to cut out the sleeve pattern, and then I am going to try and trace on like a bishop sleeve from either the Onella blouse from Mood Fabrics, or the what's the other blouse thing that I use? It probably will be the Onella blouse by Mood Fabrics. So I'll keep the raglan sleeve shape obviously, and then I'll just grade it out to the can you switch that off please, Anda? And then I'll just grade it out to the bishop sleeves with a cuff at the bottom. So I think that would be quite nice. So I'm planning to make it in that fabric, as I say. Depending on how it goes, if I really like it, I have got a couple of other viscoses that I could use for this pattern as well. And it does require a lot of fabric, I think 4 meters. But from seeing previous people that have made it, there is a lot of volume in the skirt. So instead of even using the Wilder gown skirt pieces, I might just use sort of the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra pattern pieces, because I quite like the skirt volume in that. And I would end up using less fabric, but I'll see what happens. Could you close the door for me, Xander, please? Thank you. Sorry, children coming and going. And then the next thing I have planned are a couple of baby makes. I have a new godson and a new nephew. It's my husband's. So my husband is one of 10 children, 8 boys and 2 girls. So it's brother number 4. Brother number 4 has just had a baby boy called Leo, and I'm making him a couple of outfits. So I'm seeing him tomorrow. So I've planned an outfit just to sort of say, hello, congratulations, here's a little outfit. And then also I am the godmother as well, and his baptism is next week. So I've planned exactly the same outfit set, but in different fabric. And I'll show you the pattern that I'm going to use. I have used this pattern before. It is the Brindle and Twig number 43 footy coverall, and it's essentially a baby grow, cuffs there, you've got the button placket all the way down there. And what I like about this is the bottom of the soles of feet. I matched that with the cuff and the button placket, so that's quite nice. Yes, okay. And this pattern, fairly easy to go through. It goes from a size preemie all the way to a size 2 to 3, which is really, really great. And the fabric I have chosen for that, so the first fabric I have chosen is this lovely, and I'm really sorry, I can't remember where I got these from, but how beautiful is that? Cotton jersey, white background with lovely safari animals. And it's not sort of too babyish. Like if you look closely, it's watercolor animals that have got a lot of detail and are very, very, very beautifully drawn and painted, which is lovely. And I'm going to do a blanket, which is just a self-drafted blanket with this as the backing. This is a white, I'm not sure what you call this, dobby print, sort of like a fleece fabric. So I'm just going to use sort of a rectangle of this backed onto a rectangle of this as the blanket, and then I will do the baby grow to match. So the baby grow in this fabric with grey, don't have any more grey, I'll find it, sorry. This is just some grey ribbing from Pound Fabrics, and this white fabric is also from Pound Fabrics. And I'm going to do the foot soles, the cuffs and the button placket in this to contrast with the greys in that fabric. And then the blanket, as I say, is just going to be backed in this. I was going to go, I think it would look better if it was like a light grey backing, but I didn't have that to hand, and I just think that's fine. They all go together nicely. So that's that set. And then the second set that I have already cut out as well is, you've seen this fabric before. I made this for my other nephew who was born earlier this year, and it's this fabric here. So this is a French terry this time, and it's again watercolor print, tractors, and it's a French terry, loop back French terry. And again, I will be doing the same baby grow with the grey contrast for the button placket, cuffs and foot soles. And then again, this will be backed with the same fabric for the matching blanket. So that's that one. And the next thing I have planned is my project for Little Miss So-and-so. I'm one of their brand ambassadors, and I receive their So Luxurious kit once a month. And the pattern I have chosen this time is their knit pattern, which is the Sew Over It Georgie. So it's this one here, Sew Over It Georgie. Is basically a knit wrap dress. Here are the line drawings. I think the different versions are just elasticated skirt, and this is a 3/4 length skirt, and obviously the sleeves you can adjust as you please. It's a fully lined bodice. I have made this pattern before, and this particular pattern will be for my daughter this time. Body measurement size 6, bust of 31, hip waist of 24, all the way up to a size 20, bust of 45, waist of 38. Again, I believe Sew Over It patterns, they are currently extending all their current patterns, all their old patterns, and then all their new pattern releases, they are already extended as well, up to a 32 or a 34 UK size, I believe. I normally make the size 12. My daughter's probably just a little bit bigger bust wise, so we'll have to measure her fully to get the right measurement for her. And I think I'll be making the same version I have made myself, which is this long sleeve version here with a 3/4 length skirt. And the fabric that I chose from Little Miss So-and-so is part of their Luxurious range, and it is a Dashwood Studio cotton jersey. I have already washed this. It's a navy blue with sort of different coloured neon scribbles all over it. And then I also get the viscose jersey navy lining for the bodice. So that's that one. So how many plans are there? There's one, two, three. Anyway, it's all going beyond me. And then the other thing that I have planned is the a dress for my 7-year-old daughter. It's the Be Curious dress by Ellie and Mac, which I have shown you all before for those of you that do follow me. And I quite like this version here, the long sleeve with the elasticated cuff and the frill at the bottom. I do generally lengthened the bodice because I feel that's a bit too short. I lengthened the bodice and lengthened the skirt a bit. And the fabric, so this pattern goes from a size 12 months to a big kid age 12, although either my children are too tall or I don't know where they're getting their sizing from, because the biggest size 12 would not fit my 11-year-old. So anyhow, the fabric I have chosen for that is the remnant fabric from my, oh, she's over here actually, my Tilly and the Buttons indigo dress. So this is the Liberty Cotton Tana Lawn Poppy and Daisy print, and I've got some leftover fabric here. I bought more actually, knowing that I would make a dress for my daughter, so I'm going to make that for her this month hopefully. And this is a fully lined bodice, and it's a fairly easy sew, and you've got a couple of variations. You can have a short sleeve one with a ruffle, and then this one I believe is, oh, so it's the two together, so it's this and this together makes this, so it's just a long sleeve version with a ruffle as well. And then the next thing I'm going to make is the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra dress. So I love the Lyra, as you know, and I'm looking for another winter one to make. So Tilly and the Buttons Lyra pattern is this, very, very popular. And it's basically a shirt dress. You've got bust darts, button placket, collar and collar stand, long sleeves with elasticated cuff and tiered skirts. You can have it short sleeve, single tiers, as you please. Again, UK size 6, bust of 30, waist of 24, all the way up to a UK size 10, bust of 48, waist of 42. Although these are now extended in their shop, you can buy the extended range that goes up to a size 32, UK size 32. And the fabric I have chosen for that, I bought this last summer as well, is a beautiful cotton lawn from Sew Me Sunshine. It's their William Morris inspired Pimpernel, I think. And if I show you up close, it's got a beautiful sort of wine background and some florals, and I really, really love that. So I think that would look really nice in a shirt dress. Actually, the reason I bought this was I remember Harriet from Sew Me Sunshine. She was doing a YouTube video where she was showing off her new fabric, and she was wearing a ready-to-wear shirt dress and in exactly the same, no, in a William Morris, the original William Morris, and everybody was asking her where she got it, what pattern it was. And she said it was ready to wear. But then I think the following week or so, she said, I've got a very similar fabric to this William Morris. So this isn't actually William Morris, it's William Morris inspired. And I think that is very, very beautiful for this time of the year. You've got sort of the autumnal colours, and that will work really nicely with a pair of brown boots, I think. So that's that. And then the last thing, if I get time, I am planning to do the Tilly and the Buttons Freya cowl neck dress. It's from her stretch book, and it's basically this dress here, and I will show you the line drawing. Oh, the line drawing's right next to it here. So it's basically like a top, and it's basically like a long sleeve t-shirt top, and you can have sort of a short funnel neck, or you can have the cowl neck, and then you can extend it to make a dress. And so I'm planning to do a couple of these winter dresses for myself. And the fabric I have chosen, which actually is part of a fabric haul that I'm going to show for my Friday sews tomorrow, but I will show you one of them for now actually. So it's this lovely fabric here. It's a sweater knit from not Sew Me Sunshine, from Jenny Stitches fabric in an olive green. It's herringbone, and then the reverse is sort of a knitted, and it's actually nice and soft and smooth, which is really great. And the reason I've bought this is because I have submitted my last blog for Jenny Stitches fabrics, and every time you submit a blog for her, she does gift you as well with a £30 gift voucher to spend on her store on whatever you like. So that's really, really great. And that's it. So what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items there. Although the Tamarack coat I have already finished, so that was finished this week. And then one of the baby grow sets I have already made as well, because I'm going to gift that to my sister-in-law tomorrow. So really it's only 7 items, and 2 of which are children's items, and 1 of which is a very easy jersey dress that can be quickly sewn up, because I have already made the Freya before, the cowl neck Freya, and I would just need to extend the create like a skirt piece to attach to, well, not to attach, extend the bodice piece to create a dress. And that's it. Well, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed all of that. In the meantime, Friday Sews is coming out tomorrow, and I am going to go to the Knitting and Stitching show in Alexander Palace tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. I am meeting Claire and Adele for the first time, and hopefully we'll bump into some other people as well, which is really, really fab. I'm not looking to spend too much because really, you know, cost of living has gone up. Christmas is coming up. I have quite a few children, as you know, and so you know, I will keep my fabric spending at a minimum, but I will show you all of that next week at my next Friday Sews, hopefully. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care and see you next time. Bye bye.